No, he can play whatever. You can't say that to my son. You can't say. You can't say that one to my son, okay?
Okay, bye-bye. Yo! Call the cops right now! Call the cops right now! Yo!
All right, people. So I had to blur that video because there is some person in the video getting hands put on them. And for YouTube purposes, I don't want to get this video taken down. They might take it down. Hopefully they don't. But in the video, maybe you can make it out, maybe not. You have a grown man putting his hands on somebody who is not grown. And he's doing it because the person who is not grown is bullying his son. You can hear him say, hey, you can't talk to my son like that. These people are at a park and this little kid is attempting to play on a piece of playground equipment. And essentially, this girl is going to go over there and bully this kid and say, you can't play on the equipment. He goes, he gets his dad. His dad goes back and tells the girl, hey, you can't bully my son like that. You can't talk to him. And she, in a very condescending and dismissive tone, says, okay, bye-bye. And then she leans down to get in this kid's face and continue bullying him. And all of her friends are laughing as she does it. And that's when the man cocks back and put some discipline on this not 18-year-old individual. Now, here's the deal. I can't tell you what to do in a situation like this because I don't have kids. But let's be realistic. If your kid comes to you and says, I'm being bullied, and you handle it in a fair and firm manner, you go over there and say, hey, don't bully my son. What would you do if this person just dismissed you and said, okay, bye-bye, and went back to bullying your child? This is what I'm talking about when I tell you that women very rarely face consequences for their action. And normally the first time they ever face consequence is the first time they face consequence. This girl has never had any discipline put on her by anyone. This is why she feels comfortable disrespecting an adult. Furthermore, she thinks that she is allowed to bully a child who's much smaller than her. I'm not going to say the ages in this video, but I'll just say that kid looked to be substantially younger than her, and the kid was substantially smaller than her. And what I'm telling you guys is, a lot of times women see themselves as more precious than children. They see themselves as above kids in the hierarchy of victimhood and things like that. They see themselves as being able to bully children, hurt children, but then you can't hurt them. You can't bully them. You're not allowed to do anything to them. She can bully your child. You can't do anything about it. This is why I tell you, don't help women. Imagine being at that park, and for context, that man and his son were the only men at the park. These people look to be Middle Eastern, they may be Ethiopian. All the women were wearing hijabs other than some of the girls, so I'm not 100% sure. I know this took place in Canada, and I know they have a large Middle Eastern population up there, but imagine this being you. Or imagine you witnessing this. You're a man, and you see this man, grown man, put his hands on a person who is significantly under the age of 18, then you run over there to do something about it. But you don't know that this is what's going on. You don't know that this little girl is bullying someone who is even farther under the age of 18. This is why I tell you, you don't know what's going on. Mind your business, because sometimes when hands get put on people, they deserve it. Now, once again, I can't tell you to put your hands on people under the age of 18 to settle your issues, but I can certainly tell you sometimes it's necessary. Y'all let me know in the comments how you feel.
You want to win an argument with a toxic man? I'm going to give you a tried and true method to shut that down. It works every single time and it feels so satisfying. You know what I'm talking about when you're in a crazy making fight, like beyond constructive communication. You're not problem solving and they're trying to make you feel crazy and they're trying to make you feel stupid. I will lean back and say, you know, I've never been more unattracted to you than I am right now. I think I'm just used to being able to discuss things in a more mature manner, so I'm not really sure what to do with this. But I will tell you, blocking yourself. It is dry up there. We're talking sandpaper and I'm not gonna be able to recover. So I'm not mad. I'm just gathering information here and I think I've heard enough tonight.
All right, people. So this is what I'm talking about. I've often told you not to deal with women or not to try to help women who are in bad situations, mostly because it's going to cost you And because there's a good chance that that woman is in that situation because she's willingly choosing to be in that situation. And this is what I'm talking about. This woman is trying to give women advice on how to essentially shut down a toxic man. Now, first and foremost, if you are with a man, you're married, or you're dating this person, and you're a woman, you're married, you're dating this person, and they're toxic. Why aren't you looking for a way to get out of that situation? Why aren't you looking for a way to leave that man, right? That's number one. If you're in a toxic situation, you should be leaving. But number two, this woman, like I have said many times in the past, she's giving women advice on how to win. And this is what I've warned you guys about. You're going to be outside one day and you're going to see a woman getting hands put on her, or she's going to be in a somewhat dangerous situation, or she's going to be in a very bad situation, and you're going to want to go over there and potentially intervene. And this is what I'm talking about. There's a good chance that she's staying in that situation on purpose because she wants to win. This woman says, if you are in a bad situation with a man, you're in a toxic situation, then just weaponize sex. She says, tell the man, oh, I've never been as unattracted to you as I am right now. She's not looking at this from a standpoint of her safety. She's looking at it from a standpoint of wins and losses. She fully intends to stay with this man. She fully intends to stay in this toxic situation, but she just wants to be able to weaponize the situation so she can get a victory. Now, she's going to do this over and over and over until the man essentially gives up and he's like no longer toxic because he's dead inside. And that's when she's going to leave, if in fact she can get it to that point. But in the meantime and in between time, you end up getting into a situation with her boyfriend while he's cussing her out outside, and you end up getting hands put on you, and she's not going to leave. This is where I always end up playing that Charleston White clip. This is what I'm talking about. Most of these women who are in these toxic situations choose to be there because it's ego. They want to win. It's all about, it's a game to them. It's a form of entertainment to them. So if you are watching a woman in a bad situation, remember this. Please remember it. She's choosing to stay in that situation. She saw the red flags before this particular incident, and she's choosing to go back to the red flags because she thinks it's a game. It's all her ego's wrapped up in it, and you're going to lose 100% if you hop over in there and try to rescue this woman from a situation she chooses to be in.
I'm getting water. Water. I can have water. Are you kidding me? I can't have water.
No. Okay, come on, come with me.
No. I'm going to have water.
It will not be a third time. You will step out of your vehicle. No, I'm going to pull you out of your vehicle, though. I'm going to tell you one more time before we...
Miss Pickett.
Ma'am?
Miss Pickett.
Ma'am?
Can you get Chad on the line?
Ma'am?
Josh.
Ma'am? You need to step out of your vehicle.
You get Chad.
Come on. Let's
He's
go.
pulling me out of the car. Josh.
No.
Josh.
Let's go.
Okay.
We're out before highway patrol. Can you tell me what happened today? How did you end up here?
I'm heading home. I was heading home.
From where?
I had a pedicure.
Okay. My question is, how did you hit all these mailboxes?
I was heading home for the pedicure.
You were heading home.
Yes.
But if you were heading home, how did you hit the mailbox?
I was heading home.
I understand, but if you were heading home, you wouldn't hit the mailbox. You would just head home. If you were heading home, you wouldn't have veered off the road and hit the mailboxes. No. We're still having a conversation. Have you had anything to drink today?
Where's my husband?
Okay. Do you take any medication?
Where's my phone? You just took my phone.
I didn't take your
from
phone.
me.
The phone is on the front seat.
You took my phone from me.
On the front seat.
Okay, let me talk to my husband.
Come back here, please. Ma'am? Ma'am?
Talk to my husband.
Ma'am? So here's the deal. I need to figure out how you wound up here. What's the last thing you remember?
I'm trying to get home.
I understand, but you're not going anywhere with your vehicle.
Just want to get home.
Would you like me to talk to him?
Why would I want you to talk to him? I'm just trying to get home.
005.
I'm just trying to get home. Can you get a hold of Chad?
Ma'am, can you tell me how you wound up here?
Because I'm trying to get home.
I understand that, but how did you get off the road and hit these mailboxes?
No, I'm trying to get home.
How did you hit the mailboxes?
Yeah. I'm just...
You getting the signal one indicated?
Few, yes. Ma'am, I'm going to need you to set down your phone. Okay.
All right, so you guys see the video. This woman is clearly drunk, as it says in the title, but she's driving home and she smashes into some mailboxes, and she hits these mailboxes hard enough to deploy her airbags. I don't know if you guys caught that, but her windshield is smashed and the airbags have gone off. The cops are called to the scene, and this woman is completely non-cooperative. She got out of her car. Then she got back in her car and she's on the phone. She's being non-compliant with the police, and the police are essentially handling this woman with kid gloves. First and foremost, once they pulled her out of the car, there's no reason they should have let her get back in the car where she could possibly drive off or get a weapon. If that were a man, they would probably have body slammed him on the ground and broke his arms, putting him behind his back and whatnot. But like I said, oftentimes when it comes to the police and women get handled with kid gloves. Now, maybe she's a somebody. Maybe her husband is a bigwig, a lawyer, a district attorney, somebody. I don't know. But all I know is they're handling her in a manner they wouldn't handle you or me. Now, as you can see, this woman is not cooperating. She keeps saying, I'm trying to get home. I'm trying to get home. This woman is drunk, but she's not stupid. She knows what's going on, and she's just plain dumb, and she's not cooperating because in her drunken mind, she thinks that not cooperating and causing a bigger problem, causing, more annoyance for the cops, she thinks that's just going to make them go away or something like that. Imagine being married to this woman and you have to deal with this. Your life is going to be miserable. Imagine being her next door neighbor. Imagine being somebody who just has to deal with her or even observe her in the general public. You see her and her husband fighting or something like that, and you decide, I'm going to go over there and help this person, not knowing this is the kind of woman that you're dealing with. You're dealing with a person who is drunk or high. Maybe she's on some sort of antidepressants. Never discount how many times you've dealt with a woman and had a weird interaction and that woman was actually high out of her mind on Xanax or some sort of antidepressant. But imagine that you go over there to try to help this woman, and this is what you're actually helping. You're actually aiding in her foolishness. I'm not telling you guys to look at women negatively. I'm simply telling you that for the most part, there's not a lot of times that they are held accountable for their actions. This woman has made it she looks to be in her late 40s, maybe early 50s. She's made it the majority of her life, never having been held accountable for anything she had to do. And even in this situation, I personally am disgusted with how the cops are handling her, because you need to be more forceful. When somebody gets behind the wheel of a car and they're drunk, I personally look at that as attempted murder, because if you could hit the mailbox, you could hit a kid in the yard. You could hit a person checking the mailbox. You could hit another car. But once again, this is how in American society, realistically in Western society, this is how we deal with women. No accountability. We handle them with kid gloves, but at the same time, we say that they're equals. I'm not trying to diss women, because it's not all women. I know tons and tons of women who don't conduct themselves like this, but the ones who do, they very rarely face any real accountability, either from the law, which she did get arrested, or from society. Society doesn't scorn women hardly enough when they do stupid stuff like this.